I'm basing this pattern off of a bronzeback nymph. They used the mylar for the body, some wire for a rib. The wing case, I put some black permanent marker on a piece of lateral scale. I'm surprised other people haven't done this. I haven't seen it before, but I think as it wears down, the pearl should show in it. It'll look pretty nice. The bronzeback nymph uses hare's mask for the tail. I'm gonna use biot, and then we'll do natural hare's ear for the thorax. Tie in your biots, one on each side. I like to start up toward the bead and tie down. It gives it a more uniform body, and then you can start to build your taper. Tie in your mylar. The original pattern uses more of a bronze colored mylar, but gold was all I have. I think it'll be fine. And then the rib wire as well. I always start tying from the bead and then work my way down. You can see I've developed a little taper, and that's just for aesthetics. Wrap the mylar, wrap your rib. You can already tell this is a really flashy pattern. Tie in the wing case. We're going to position that toward essentially the top of the fly, but it's closer to the point of the hook. If you have a hard time positioning it on the top, go in from the side. And I have just one loose wrap. If you add another tighter wrap, it will correct itself and position itself on top. Loose dubbing rope of hare's ear. This is for the thorax. Wrap the dubbing and fold over the wing case. And there's the bronzeback. You can see there are a lot of reflective pieces. If you are the type that fishes a guide's choice hare's ear over a regular, I think this pattern is in the same vein, kind of copper john-esque too. Much easier to tie than a copper john. This is going to be the all flashback pheasant tail. We're going to use this dyed orange pheasant tail. Some copper wire for the rib. I have a size 12 jig hook with a 3.8 millimeter bead. We'll use the CDC for the legs and then crystal flash for our wing case. The thread will be a brown UTC 70. Start to build the taper behind the bead. 5 fibers for the tail. Tie in the tail starting from the bead. Tie in the rib. Tie in the body fibers tip first. Wrap the body. Counter wrap the rib. Clip your excess. Peacock herl for the thorax. Crystal flash. Tie in the wing case. Wrap the peacock. Clip and trim. Split your thread, add the CDC. Spin it up. Wrap the legs. Fold over the wing case and trim. Simple way to do a flashback pheasant tail. We're going to tie a drag-free queen nymph. So we have a 2.5 millimeter tungsten pink bead with a size 18 jig hook. And for our dubbing, we'll blend some flashy red and green with some hare's ear. We're going to use some ultra wire for the rib, and for the body, we'll use pink flashaboo. Tie in the multicolor crystal flash for the tail. You can trim the tail later. Tie in the flashaboo for the body. Black wire rib. Wrap the body, wrap the rib. Sparse dubbing rope. Wrap the thorax. Position crystal flash on either side. These are your legs, so you can trim them up later. There it is. Not my first choice, but I've had success with the Rainbow Warrior before. It's got all the parts of a standard nymph: your legs, your tails, your abdomen, your thorax. But I think you would use this on very pressured water when you need a little bit something extra. We're going to tie a Jack Daniels nymph. As far as I know, it's thread over a wire over thread body, but we're going to do tinsel, and then over the tinsel we'll do thread. We have some hackle fibers for the tail, CDC for the legs, some ice stub for the thorax, and a small 2mm with a size 18 jig. Tying your tail nice and sparse. I like to begin tying toward the bead and wrap my way down. The taper for this, a slight taper would be nice, but thin is the name of the game. Thin to win, as they say. Go ahead, tie in your tinsel. We're going to wrap the tinsel. We're going to leave the thread down toward the bend of the hook. We're going to wrap the tinsel. We'll place a drop of super glue to secure the tinsel once we finish wrapping. Now we'll start using the thread as a rib. You can go as close or as far apart as you'd like. Depends on how much flash you want on the body. UTC is a nice thread for this. It's a flat thread, unwaxed. You can spin it and have the thread rounder, more dense, or you can let it unspin and wrap it flat. I wrapped it flat. It took a lot of the sheen off of the mylar, but it gives it a nice finished look. Ice stub, dubbing rope. Ice stub's a nice material because you can create a nice tight dubbing rope, and this will be our thorax. Clip and trim some CDC, split your thread, insert and spin. A fly this size doesn't need a lot. I might have even added too much. All right, there she is. Nice, slender tailwater, winter, mayfly or Baetis nymph. And I see a lot of people just dumping UV resin on the bodies of their nymphs, thinking that's the only way to get, a nice slender profile. But if you go mylar and then thread over mylar, you can achieve that. Wire rib might be a little bit too much for this size fly. It's got a lot of sparkle, and then you can alter the color as well. You could do like black mylar and then, a cream colored thread over that. That would look pretty good. Red, blue, green, lots of different combinations. But it's a nice looking nymph, simple to tie. Give it a try. We're going to tie a hare's ear trigger nymph. So we'll have copper wire for the rib, some hackle tips for the legs. We'll do some ice stub, olive brown ice stub for our wing case, our trigger point, and then some hare's ear for the abdomen and thorax. Tie in the wire rib. I forgot to mention I'm going to use biot for the tail, just simply for durability. Wrap the abdomen, counter wrap with the copper wire. I rolled the ice stub a little bit, and we'll tie it in. There it is, tied in as the wing case. Dubbing rope for the thorax. I just tied the soft hackle in tip first. I had already used one side, so I'm just going to do 1-2 wraps. Fold over the wing case. I didn't pull it too tight. I tried to let it bubble as much as possible. I didn't cut the ice stub flush. It has a little beard, very much guide's choice style. The other trigger point nymphs I saw were PMD trigger point nymphs. I don't know why, but it seems like you could make anything a trigger point nymph, pheasant tail trigger point, or what have you. So a little flash to the soft tackle hairs here. That ice stub traps bubbles really well. It's pretty cool.